Alright guys, welcome to another vlog. Today I want to talk about something really special in my life. So, as many of you guys know, I'm obviously self-employed. Entrepreneurship is a massive part of my life. So, a lot of people ask, how did you get there? What was the journey like? You know, maybe explain a little bit more background. So, let's go into it today. I begun working for other people as early as 1999. So, in 1999, I came straight out of high school, finished my last exam in year 12, and straight into work. So I applied for a role. I was always an IT guy. I applied for a role at an IT company. I was very lucky, got the position, started on just before my 18th birthday. So I guess you guys trying to do the math, just before his 18th birthday, 1999, yeah, I'm pretty old. So from there, I took off in my IT career and I loved it. I was all technical. I loved, excelling at my job, getting ahead. I always spent time outside of hours working on IT and my own personal development. A little bit later through my career, I started to mature and flourish, and I started realizing there was a lot more than just IT to worry about. What I did is I started working on my own continuous development. So I thought to myself, if I can continually develop, improve, build, grow, obviously I would be stronger at what I do. So there's more to worry about than just the technical skills, the whole picture. We've got to look at yourself as a person, where you fit, where you could fit, what you're good at, and then, make that happen. So from there, I started working for some large companies, multinational, global, landed a role for a Fortune 500 company where I was obviously working in IT, was given quite a lot of roles at this position, a lot of really good mentors to learn off. I really excelled at learning from people who, well, let's just say smarter than me. Maybe not even smarter, maybe just had better life experiences than me. And from there, I really adapted the personality that it grew and flourished into what I am today. And it made me realize is that I wanted to go on a different path and I didn't want to be employed by someone else anymore. And I realized that I had something different I could contribute. So I wasn't going to leave my full-time role because one, it was paying quite well. And two, it was a really good company with really good benefits. That's always really difficult. And I guess a lot of people ask, how do you go from working for a company, having a full-time job, having full-time income, to becoming self-employed? Look, it can be very difficult and you do have to take a risk. In my situation, I was a little bit luckier because I was made redundant. So we got told in about 2014 that at the end of the year, we would be made redundant. So I worked on, restarting my business up, Radio Life. Now, I don't know if you watched another one of my vlogs, I briefly touched on how Radio Life came about. So Radio Life came about from a business that I owned called ET Street. Now, ET Street was similar to Radio Life, but before social media. So we had a forum, merchandise, all that kind of stuff. When, this is just a quick summary. So when Facebook came along, it literally killed the website. We didn't do much more after that, and I was too busy on my full-time job. But when I realized that I was getting made redundant, I said to myself, look, here's a really good opportunity to start up another business to, finish where we started basically and take it through. And that's where I come up with Radio Life, because it's a very similar name to ET Street. ET Street is a type of tire, Radial is a type of tire. I stuck with that naming structure. So in 2014, when I knew I was wrapping up, the work it slowed down a lot for us. And obviously I had a little bit of time to ramp up Radio Life. Now don't get me wrong, that just doesn't mean, oh wow, he got a redundancy payout and he just made it. Look, it's now 2018 and we're still fighting. We're still fighting. It's been 4 years in that business. And, even though the first 6 months I was employed, now I'm fully self-employed after I got made redundant. And that's when everything gets really hard. So obviously being an IT guy, I said to myself, well, I'm really good at IT, so why not continue it? That's where I started Next Gen Digital, which I really wanted to be a little bit of a point of difference. So Next Gen Digital is a bit different to other people out there because we do web design, we do IT support, we do digital marketing. Now, when I say IT support, we're not doing basic desktop fixes. We're more infrastructure. So we're about how to make clients' infrastructures more stronger, stable, and more robust. This is where we're very different, because a lot of the guys that do web design don't do IT support, cloud services, because they don't have the knowledge. Whereas I've come from a Fortune 500 company, worked in organizations with, thousands of computers, thousands of servers, and you do learn a lot. So having all those skills after all that time, I thought to myself, why not put it all together as one company so someone can come to us and say, I need a website, I need digital marketing, and I also need my IT services. One of the challenges I saw is that a lot of people that were doing websites, as soon as someone said, oh, we need to worry about emails, we need to worry about this, they're all coming up with all these old solutions with Popmail and solutions that just do not work anymore. Don't get me wrong, they work, but they're nowhere near like a cloud solution. It's quite funny because I actually speak to a lot of my competitors. They sell cloud solutions. They'll deliver a cloud solution for themselves, but a lot of them will use Popmail for their clients because it's more money for them. We're not like that. We're all about keeping things, routined, simplified, and trying to save our clients money. So that's where our point of difference is. But then, so going along this journey, 2014 comes along, and I get made redundant, and that's fine. So I start working for myself, grinding as hard as I could. I guess you sort of start learning. I never was a 9-to-5 worker, but then you sort of start learning that, wow, if I want to make money here, I really need to put in effort. It all starts and stops with me. You start realizing you just can't call someone else up and say, hey, can you help with this issue? Unless you've got full-time staff, it's very, very hard to do. So this is where I sort of started to realize, wow, I've really got to put some effort in here. And that's what I did. I think an average day for me would be anywhere from 10 to 14 hours. I think that's pretty fair to say. And that does include a lot of weekends as well. So weekends is always work to do. There's never a time where you're like, well, I won't say there's never a time, because there are times where I just sit there and just want to do absolutely nothing. And that's very rare. And I think that's okay, because sometimes we're entitled to just sit there and have a drink or have a laugh with friends, or just sit there and just chill on your phone after a shower for an hour and just go, you know what, I just want to relax for an hour. But those times are very few and far between. So to be honest, if I did that all day, every day, I'd be quite bored. Don't get me wrong, I still watch TV shows, I still watch movies. I don't binge watch, but I'll watch the odd TV series here and there. I'll watch something. A lot of the times what I'll do is I'll actually watch a TV series while I'm working. So I've got the laptop, on my lap, or I'm on the desktop working away, and the TV series is on in the background. So that's something that I like it, because I can kind of watch, but I can concentrate on my work, and I can kind of, do a bit of both. I really like that. I really enjoy it. So then I guess it leads me to the point of talking about how you actually make it stick. Now, one thing that I always tell people is that if you want it, you've got to act like it. So if you want to be self-employed, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to act like one. So that means you need to work for yourself full time. You can't have a full-time job and expect that some side business is just going to take off. And I hear this all the time. Don't get me wrong, side businesses can take off, but if you're not investing money, if you're not investing time, how do you expect your clients to trust you? How do you expect people to trust your product? How do you expect people to say, oh wow, I really want that product, or I really want to work with that person? Because you're distracted by a full-time job. So if your boss needs you at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you've got to be there. Obviously, we've got client commitments, that's totally different. If a client wants you, you'll be there. But those clients, yes, you're working for them, but they lead to other clients, they lead to growth, and they lead to a lot more expansion of your business. Whereas if you're in a full-time job, your boss needs you at 4 o'clock, you're not really expanding or growing unless you're trying to get a promotion. Now, don't get me wrong, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It's hard work. It's really, really hard work. It's an emotional roller coaster. It's a lot of ups and downs. People see an amazing life outside of it and think, wow, I want that lifestyle. But are the people ready to work 10 to 14 hours a day or more? Seriously, your phone rings at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night, you're out with friends, you're stressed out. Work, there's issues, something's gone wrong, you need to fix it. Or it might just even be a client wanting to pay for a service, and you know what? By all means, take that call. If you don't take that call, they're going to go elsewhere. So this is where, it's very different, because people just, they look at an outside picture and just don't understand, how you got to where you are, but a lot of people aren't willing to take that road to get there. So, I think my advice to everyone is, as long as you're willing to commit, willing to invest some money, willing to spend some time, and don't get me wrong, if you don't have money, there's other ways to do it. There's investors out there. Go speak to friends. Hey, will you give me 10 grand? I'll give you 13 back in 2 years or a year. A lot of people will turn around and say yes. You'd be surprised if you actually reach out to people and ask for money. Tell them your business, tell them what you've got in mind, tell them what you want to do. Be enthusiastic, be exciting. Show them, guys, I've got a product here that can really sell. Believe in your product. If you don't believe in it, how's anyone else going to believe in it? I don't get it. Push, believe, dream, grow, learn. Are people learning? Are people listening to people out there? There's so many people out there, with podcasts and YouTube channels and Facebook videos and motivational stuff, and there's so many successful people out there. If they can do it, why can't you? I'm fully self-employed and I love it. I would never go back to working for someone else. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not for everyone. I'm not saying that everyone should be self-employed. It's few and far between. Some people are self-employed. Some people love their 9 to 5, and that's fine because the world needs all different kind of people. So I guess it sort of leads me to the point of talking about, you know, once you're in, how do you grow? And I think it's quite important that you realize that there is such thing as competition, but I found working with my competitors is an amazing way to grow because you do actually learn from each other. I know it might actually sound like, wow, like, you know, you talk to your competitors, and believe me, everyone does. I mean, well, I think every good business owner does understand their competitors because you need to understand your own weaknesses, their weaknesses, points that you can grow on, points they can grow on. And if you can sort of take a step back and look at the bigger picture, you can start to realize that there's a lot more out there than you think. So by just sitting back, looking, I think one of the most important parts is taking your emotions out of it. Emotions are probably one of the biggest factors, you know, like if someone says to you, hey, I don't like the way you've done this, hey, you know, this isn't good. And a lot of people have constructive criticism, and trust me, when you work for yourself, everyone has something to say. Everyone, as you guys will know, always someone got something to say. It's funny, it's like, hey, you're telling me what to do, but you're working for someone else. You're not investing all your money, but, you know, don't get me wrong. Some people have some great advice. So I think it's kind of like, you can sit there and get emotional about it, but you can also sit there and go, wait, no, what John said to me is right. Like, I need to look at this from an outsider's point of view. And, you know, these other people do have some great, you know, great ideas. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying listen to everyone and execute it, but listen to everyone, understand what people are saying, and see if that can really help your business. See what your competitors are doing, understand the market, understand what the market needs, do surveys, throw out some free products to people, see what the response is from the public. You know, if you've got like a merchandise brand, like, you know, let's do some free plug on our Boost t-shirt, but, you know, if you've got a merchandise brand, for example, get a design out there, send a couple out to some, you know, people that really understand these kind of products, see what they think. Say, guys, I want some genuine, honest feedback. Right now, you're a product tester, you know, you tested my samples, what do you think? What needs to be changed? What do you like? What don't you like? And that's a really good way to grow. I think I sort of tell people that if you really want to do this, yes, you've got to do it full time, but you've also got to find a way to invest some money and time. You can't just expect to have a product, not invest time or money, and to just grow. It just doesn't work like that. So I think it's important for people to realize that, you know, you get out there, don't be scared to make an investment, because I can guarantee you every entrepreneur has lost. At one stage in their life, they have lost. But you know what? When you lose, it teaches you how to win, because then you know what you've done wrong. How do you win if you don't know what you've done wrong? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like hate and love. You don't know love if you don't know hate. You don't know hate if you don't know love. It's the kind of thing that works together. If you don't lose, how do you know what winning feels like? Because if you won every day, there would be no excitement. Trust me, all entrepreneurs make deals, make mistakes, and lose money at times. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee there's a lot of businesses, as we know, that have gone under, that have gone broke. That happens in life. But I think it's quite important to always push forward, always move forward, and always be positive, because if you're not, no one else is going to be. So guys, thank you very much for listening to my vlog. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe and keep in touch. Comment below. Tell me what you want to see, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.